Hey scholars, so yesterday we connected the book The One and Only Ivan, which is our chapter book read aloud, to what we've been talking about in reading. We've been discussing what makes somebody a good citizen and what makes a community a community. So I had you discuss who are members of Ivan's community. And you mentioned Bob and Stella were definitely members of Ivan's community. And some of you thought maybe we could include Mac in that as well, and that we could include Julia and her dad. So all of these people are important because they're people who Ivan interacts with at that big eight or big top. I always say it wrong. Oh my goodness. Let me look at the book and refer to the book. I always get it mixed up. Hold on. Big Top 8, something like that. Exit 8 Big Top Mall. So they all live or spend time at the Exit 8 Big Top Mall, and that is their community. And then I had you think about Ivan and whether or not Ivan's actions show you that he's a good citizen in the community. Now, some of you thought yes. Some of you thought he is, and examples included the fact that Ivan is kind to his friends. He's a good listener, and he lets Bob the dog sleep in his domain, and they're close, they're good friends, okay? One or two of you thought, maybe not, because he does like to throw meatballs at people who visit, which again, a meatball is like basically a chunk of poop, right? So there's some disagreement, and we are really toward the beginning of the book, so you don't know Ivan as well as you will know him soon. So today I'm going to read more from our chapter book read aloud, and we're going to really focus on the characters, we're going to focus on the setting, so where does the story take place, when does the story take place, and also we're going to start to think a little bit about the plot, right? Books have a problem. So I want you to start to think about, what do you think the problem might be in our book, The One and Only Ivan? All right, not sleepy. Stella, I say after Julia and her father go home, I can't sleep. Of course you can, she says. You are the king of sleepers. Shh, Bob says from his perch on my belly. I'm dreaming about chili fries. I'm tired, I say, but I'm not sleepy. What are you tired of? Stella asks. I think for a while. It's hard to put into words. Gorillas are not complainers. We're dreamers, poets, philosophers, nap takers. I have a text-to-text connection. I think I'm kind of a dreamer. Do you ever find yourself daydreaming? Do you have a connection with Ivan? Does anybody in here like naps? I sometimes like to take naps. So that's another text-to-self connection I have. I don't know exactly. I kick at my tire swing. I think I may be a little tired of my domain. That's because it's a cage, Bob tells me. Bob is not always tactful. I know, Stella says. It's a very small domain. And you're a very big gorilla, Bob adds. Stella? I ask. Yes? I noticed you were limping more than usual today. Is your leg bothering you? Just a little, Stella answers. I sigh. Bob resettles. His ears flick. He drools a bit, but I don't mind. I'm used to it. Try eating something, Stella says. That always makes you happy. I eat an old brown carrot. It doesn't help, but I don't tell Stella. She needs to sleep. You could try remembering a good day, Stella suggests. That's what I do when I can't sleep. Stella remembers every moment since she was born. Every scent, every sunset, every slight, every victory. You know I can't remember much, I say. There's a difference, Stella says gently. between can't remember and won't remember. That's true, I admit. Not remembering can be difficult, but I've had a lot of time to work on it. Memories are precious, Stella adds. They help tell us who we are. Try remembering all your keepers. You always liked Carl, the one with the harmonica. Carl. Yes, I remember how he gave me a coconut when I was still a juvenile. That means a kid. It took me all day to open it. I try to recall other keepers I have known. The humans who cleaned my domain and prepared my food and sometimes kept me company. There was Juan, who poured Pepsis into my waiting mouth. And Katrina, who used to poke me with a broom when I was sleeping. And Ellen, who sang, "How much is that monkey in the window?" with a sad smile when she scrubbed my water bowl. And there was Gerald, who once brought me a box of fat, sweet strawberries. Gerald was my favorite keeper. I haven't had a real keeper in a long time. Max says he doesn't have the money to pay for an ape babysitter. These days, George cleans my cage, and Mac is the one who feeds me. When I think about all the people who've taken care of me, mostly it's Mac I recall, day in and day out, year after year after year. Mac, who bought me and raised me and says I'm no longer cute. As if a silverback could ever be cute. Moonlight falls on the frozen carousel, on the silent popcorn stand, on the stall of leather belts that smell like long-gone cows. The heavy work of Stella's breathing sounds like the wind in trees, and I wait for sleep to find me. I'm going to read a little more. The Beetle. Mac gives me a new black crayon and a fresh pile of paper. It's time to work again. I smell the crayon, roll it in my hands, press the sharp point against my palm. There's nothing I love more than a new crayon. I search my domain for something to draw. What is black? An old banana peel would work, but I've eaten them all. Noctag is brown. My little pool is blue. The yogurt raisin I'm saving for this afternoon is white, at least on the outside. Something moves in the corner. I have a visitor! A shiny beetle has stopped by. Bugs often wander through my domain on their way to somewhere else. Hello, beetle, I say. He freezes, silent. Bugs never want to chat. The beetle's an attractive bug, with a body like a glossy nut. He's black as a starless night. That's it, I'll draw him! It's hard making a picture of something new. I don't get the chance that often, but I try. I look at the beetle, who's being kind enough not to move, then back at my paper. I draw his body, his legs, his little antenna, his sour expression. I'm lucky. The beetle stays all day. Usually bugs don't linger when they visit. I'm beginning to wonder if he's feeling all right. Bob, who's been known to munch on bugs from time to time, offers to eat him. I tell Bob that won't be necessary. I'm just finishing my last picture when Mac returns. George and Julia are with him. Mac enters my domain and picks up a drawing. What the heck is this? He asks. Beats me what Ivan thinks he's drawing. This is a picture of nothing, a big black nothing. Julia's standing just outside my domain. Can I see? She asks. Mac holds my picture up to the window. Julia tilts her head. She squeezes one eye shut. Then she opens her eye, scans my domain. I know, she exclaims. It's a beetle. See that beetle over there by Ivan's pool? Man, I just sprayed this place for bugs. Mac walks over to the beetle and lifts his foot. Before Mac can stomp, the beetle skitters away, disappearing through a crack in the wall. Mac turns back to my drawings. So you figure this is a beetle, huh? If you say so, kid. Oh, that's a beetle for sure, Julia says, smiling at me. I know a beetle when I see one. It's nice, I think, having a fellow artist around. There's a picture of the beetle. Change. Stella's the first to notice the change, but soon we all feel it. A new animal is coming to the Big Top Mall. How do we know this? Because we listen, we watch, and most of all, we sniff the air. Humans always smell odd when change is in the air, like rotten meat with a hint of papaya. Guessing. Bob fears our new neighbor will be a giant cat with slitted eyes and a coiled tail. But Stella says a truck will arrive this afternoon carrying a baby elephant. How do you know? I ask. I sample the air, but all I smell is caramel corn. I love caramel corn. I can hear her, Stella says. She's crying for her mother. I listen. I hear the cars charging past. I hear the snore of the sun bears in their wire domain, but I don't hear any elephants. You're just hoping, I say. Stella closes her eyes. No, she says softly, not hoping. Not at all. All right, I'm going to pause there. Now, I want to just give you a little bit of a heads up about the questions on Seesaw, but what you're going to be doing is you're going to be really thinking about who is the main character? Who is the story mostly about? And also, who are some of the other important characters? So you're going to answer that on Seesaw. And then, where does our story take place? And when does it take place? It's kind of hard to tell when, but do the best you can. Like, when do you think this is taking place? Do you think this is taking place now? Do you think this is taking place in the past? What do you think? And the most important question I want you to start to think about is the plot. What do you think is the problem in the story? A plot of a story always has a problem at the root of it. There's got to be a problem. And there are some hints right now about the problem of the story. We know that Ivan is getting a little bored of his domain. We know that Stella is getting older. We also know that there's a new animal coming. And have you noticed anything about Mac and the way he treats Ivan? Is he nice to Ivan? Is he kind of mean? Think about some of those things when you answer that question. What do you think the problem might be in the story? There's some hints. So that's your job. I hope you're enjoying this book. I know Tilly's enjoying this book. She's been listening the whole time. All right. Thanks for coming to the mini lesson. I hope you have a great rest of your day.